Hey, what's happening? So I got a special guest in this, not in the studio, but jumping on the live tonight, talking about where he's been and everything. I get a lot of people out there asking me, "Hey, how is Sam doing?" So because Sam's been through a lot. He's had truck blow up, like throw it in the shop, got it put in a lightweight. He's been through a lot of heartache just to get a CDL. As soon as he got it, he had to switch divisions. Like the man's been through a lot, and a lot of my followers, my fans out here, they've been asking me where Sam's been at. So guess who's here today? And it didn't click over. Ain't that amazing? Ah, there it is.
There you go. Round of applause.
Yeah, I'm gonna mess it up every time.
How we
So what
doing?
have you been up to?
Man, I've been out here enjoying the South, honestly. Over here at the company I'm at, AMX, I do Southeast Regional. Mostly doing, I feel dedicated. I honestly do because I go to Miami, to Dalton, Alabama, and then pretty much back and forth. Picked up a couple loads, Tennessee, South Carolina. Currently going out to what's that flag behind you again?
Texas,
That is where I'm going. Going
home.
out. Yes, sir. I go there, get a nice big old steak, and make sure it's in your name.
Heck yeah. See, we know how to really cook down there in Texas, man. We know how to smoke the meat to perfection. Like, get some
hmm
really good barbecue over there. You come over here to Missouri and you try a bunch of different places and it just ain't hidden like it was hidden in Texas, man. It's craziness.
There's only one place that hits in Missouri that can't be beaten for barbecue.
What?
Eh,
Where we at?
River Riches.
That's if River Rich is here. I
uh,
like how you did that.
yes, sir. River Rich. If you guys don't know
So
who he is, look up his YouTube, and he has great videos on trucking and cooking. Man is a
yeah,
jack
make
of
sure
all
y'all
trades.
subscribe. And if you get the opportunity, if he's in your hometown and he's there and he's all like, "Hey man, what you doing?" Definitely have him come over to the house and cook some food, man. He'll hook it up.
hmm
Greenwich says that avocado has been hiding.
I've been hiding. I sure have. I was trying to, moisturize because if you leave the avocado in the open, it dries out. So I had to make sure I didn't dry out.
Brandy Watson from Facebook says hello and
Hello.
always stay safe. Texas, my home, his native town. Yeah, like I'm from Texas. I love it there. The weather to me, I like that hot, dry climate. Like I was kind of tripping out whenever I got into humidity for the first time. Like Atlanta, Georgia, man, that humidity right there. I think that's the
hmm
hottest I've ever been. It was middle of summer or maybe late in summer, but the humidity was so thick in the air and stuff, you couldn't breathe when you went outside. It felt like it was ridiculous.
The hottest, I'll say, Florida, humidity wise, was the worst I've been in, followed by New York City, believe it or not. And then for dry heat, Arizona, hands down.
Arizona.
Yes, sir.
Arizona is hot and dry. See, what I don't miss about Texas is the wind blowing with the dirt in the air. Like now what's crazy is when I go back to West Texas with the dirt in the air and all that
hmm
blowing, you know, I get bad allergies. And like that's where I grew up. Like that sand in the air just kills me, clogs up my nose, makes my eyes hurt, like they're itchy. That's bad. And just different places you go sometimes, like Utah does the same thing to me. I get the same way in like Idaho and Arizona. California doesn't for some
Uh,
reason.
for me, and I know it's gonna sound very weird, but it's every time I crossed into Missouri, as soon as, and I kid you not, as soon as I hit state line, all of a sudden it comes coming down. Where were you about 2 seconds ago when I was coming from whatever state I was coming from? It's,
Yeah.
Missouri is surrounded by about 7 other states, so it just depends on where you're coming.
No, I know. I do. One day it's hot, one day it's cold. It's just nuts. Pegleg says Sam and Twisted talking about big bone guys making a fat boy hungry. That's what he said. What you think about that, Sam? Sam like
Look,
froze over there.
big kid, I'm a big boy. Oh,
I don't know what he said, but I hope y'all do.
better.
Yeah, what did you say about your big bone guys?
Yep, yep.
He said, yep, yep. Greenwich says, your wrinkles will come soon enough.
Wrinkles. Look at that gray hair. Look at all that gray hair. Look.
You can get smart about it and just start shaving it off whenever it starts looking like that.
I like the distinguished look.
I got like the receding hairline that's about to go in a circle here. Like I would have one patch here and then like for the longest time. So what I like to do is have a mohawk. That's what I like to do. And for the longest time the middle just kept getting thinner and thinner right here. And it was gonna be like one piece here and then skip and then the rest of it. So, I just started shaving it off. Like don't need hair. Who needs hair?
Look, for anybody out there that knows who watches Dragon Ball Z, my hairline already looks like the Vegeta hairline. I got that widow peak. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I'm not big in Dragon Ball Z, but I know who Vegeta is. Like whenever I did watch it, because my little brother watched it, or I caught an episode or whatever, I was like, Vegeta's the best one on there.
Yes, he is. That's my favorite character. And I saw you, Jeffrey.
Oh, my bad. Jeffrey says, "Hey, Sameto."
Yes, sir. Oh, look, you said it right. You said it right.
Oh, I need the clapping. There we go.
Yeah.
Champ is
There we go.
here. Brandy says, yeah, the wind does suck. It does get really bad here. My favorite place is going. My favorite place to go is South Carolina and Utah. South Carolina's nice. I don't know why, but I've always liked North Carolina better. Just for some reason, like I think some of my best students I get are from North Carolina. You got some really good guys over there. They're blunt, like they're not scared to speak their mind. Like they make for great students.
Yeah, my partner's from South Carolina. Really good friend of mine. And in Utah, I love for the scenery. The scenery is absolutely gorgeous up there.
Wisconsin. I love Wisconsin whenever it's summertime and it's green over there. It's just beautiful. How about wintertime? What states do you think are like really beautiful in the wintertime?
I still say Utah and Colorado.
In Colorado. Yeah, Colorado is really nice in the wintertime. I don't really like I don't like the mountain right there though.
I love it.
I don't like heights really, to tell you the truth. Oh, Pegleg said he meant the barbecue, not big bone guys. We know. I know what you meant, Pegleg. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Now I got to get me some good barbecue tomorrow.
Hans is heading to New York tomorrow.
State or city, Hans? Makes a difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference because I saw New York and I was thinking city, but you're
Yeah.
right. Big difference. Hans, you can't keep the Moron. Oops. Moron. What?
The Mormon state in winter.
That's how you spell Mormon?
I don't. I think so. I got to get
All
all
right.
up in here now. Yeah, I think he's trying to say Mormon. Mormon state.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true. Utah. Yeah. It registered. Blonde moment.
Brandy says Colorado. Man, wintertime's coming. Are you ready for it?
I don't do winter time. I don't get
You,
winter. Southeast regional. Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee.
you know, it snows in all those states once in a while.
See, once in a while. No train laws though.
And the Tennessee Flatbedder said that there's a chain law. In Tennessee, there's a chain law. They put a chain law up in Tennessee, so
Well, guess I ain't going to Tennessee.
I guess I ain't going to Tennessee. Man, really, and on all honesty, the states that you're in, whenever it does snow, it's the worst place to be because they just shut it down. They really do. They
Yeah.
shut down those states or those cities and stuff, and they don't have no one do anything because it's a lot cheaper. Like they don't want to buy all that equipment to go ahead, salt the streets, clean it all off whenever they're not going to be
Hmm.
using it all the time. That they're once a year, so they're just like, we'll shut down the town, and whenever it gets better, we'll open it back up.
Well, I absolutely agree, and I've come across that experience, but not with snow, but with rain. Too much rain, and they'll shut the highways down just the same as if it was snowing. Came across that with the last hurricane. Wasn't too bad, but still.
Jeff says, I prefer Texas, but it was cold and windy as hell this morning when I was leaving Pecos. Oh yeah, the cold and the wind. That's one thing that I don't miss about Texas is that wind, especially on those cold mornings. That wind will it bites you. Even a little breeze here in Springfield, whenever it's like 40 degrees outside, I do not like that. Like you could have a really nice day without wind.
If you want to talk about wind, and Jeff, I agree with you 100%. But go to Wyoming, and you'll never ever feel like you've been violated by wind, like you have when you go to Wyoming.
Jeff's been through Wyoming, man. He finished his TNT. He got his own truck now. He's running by
Jeff got his
himself
own
right
truck.
now. Yeah,
All
Jeff has
right,
his own
man.
truck and he's running freight, man.
Hey, man, I have been hiding.
Oh, look, Jeff says he forgot to get chains when he left Springfield. That's not good, Jeff.
Oh, no, no.
You need to get some socks. That's what I would do. If I forgot the chains while I was here, I would go get the socks because they say that they're just as good as the chains.
Mm-hmm.
I would stop by and get the socks.
Yeah, especially OTR.
Hans in PA right now. I like the state of PA, man. Like I like that area. I've always liked the terminal we have over there in Pittston. Like it's a nice terminal. I feel like the people are real nice over there. It's the atmosphere is better over there. And like Springfield, don't get me wrong, I like Springfield too, but Springfield is like, oh, you did that wrong. I'm gonna call in or I'm gonna take pictures of you and put it all over Facebook.
Yeah, I can see that. You got Pittston stuck in my head now. But Springfield is known as the black hole.
Yeah,
If
it's
you,
hard to get loads out of here.
yeah, or get
So
out
your
with your.
new company is the freight moving real good?
Oh, absolutely. They keep me running nonstop. I don't even have to ask. I'm not waiting for freight. As soon as I pull up to my receiver, my 90, however you guys want to call it out here, we all call it something different. Consignee. Um, I send in my macro, let them know that I arrive, and as soon as I send that in, I got a pre-plan coming in where I could just take a look at it. My fleet manager, he'll give me a call. He's like, "Hey man, I sent that over. Is that okay? Is that something that the miles all right? Is the city okay? How do you feel about that? I can change it. I got two more here that can work for you. I took a look at your times. Easy. And 9 times out of 10, well, I can't even say nine, 10 out of 10 times right now, they all perfectly fine. They work for me, and as soon as I'm getting loaded or unloaded, I'm gone. No wait.
Yeah. So it hasn't really slowed down. I've just been seeing it all over Facebook and all these people complaining freight's slowing down. But I called a couple of people and they're all like, no, hasn't slowed down. Everyone's telling me the
Mm-mm.
same thing. Brandy Watson says, if I wanted to be a driver, could I train from here or do I have to move? You will. So the way it works is you'll put in your application, of course, and
Mhm.
you will come to Springfield, Missouri. They'll either put you on the Greyhound. I highly suggest don't taking the Greyhound. I highly suggest get a rental car or something like that. Do not take the Greyhound, people. Like the Greyhound was the worst experience of my life. Like it was freaking horrible. Like I mean, we did have some entertainment of some guys on meth over there tweaking out, begging for cigarettes and stuff. Like it was a little bit fun to watch, but if you don't want to deal with meth heads and stinky people and people that's been on buses for like 7 days and you got set right
Mhm.
next to them and smell horrible, all kinds of stuff like that. But anyways, so you will come to Prime over here, Springfield, Missouri. You will do 3 days of orientation and then you will go out with a PSD instructor and they will teach you how to drive, they will teach you how to back, they will help you with your pre-trip. Once you get your CDL, that's whenever you go on to the TNT phase, which is now 50K miles. So you will
Mm.
do 50K miles and then you will upgrade to go ahead and upgrade to your own truck. You don't have
Mhm.
to move to Springfield, Missouri. You can stay right where you're at. And
Mhm.
and whenever you go on home time, you take the truck and uh, so there's a truck stop over there. What's the name of it? What's the name of it? Uh, it's
Which one? The pilot
it's
that's up
on
the
I
road?
27. It's on I-27 in Lubbock, Texas. I-27 and
Oh.
the outer loop. But anyways, it's right there. No, it's not on I-27. Anyways, there. I know where a great truck stop is for you to park your truck there. That they were really cool. All you do is take a note inside with your truck information on it, put it on the wall, and you leave your truck right there while you're on home time. You go do your home time, and then when you're ready to leave out, you go get in your truck and hit the road again. And there's a couple shippers and receiver around that area that makes it kind of easier to get home.
Mhm. Now, if I remember correctly, Twisted, doesn't Prime have a drop yard somewhere in Laredo?
That's far from where I'm from. That's far from Lubbock.
Okay.
So
Okay.
where I used to drop my trailers is either in Plainview at the Walmart there, or I would drop it in Amarillo and deadhead home from there, or San Angelo. There was a meat place over there. I would go drop a trailer over there, and then deadhead home from there. Yeah, I would not park at the Flying J. There's another one. I can't think of the name of it. I'm gonna look this up. So, Sam, how's the like? What was it like doing? Do you agree with the 50K miles? I know you're not here at Prime no more, but you kind of did way more than that, and I think that it's
Yeah.
beneficial to do that many miles. I really do. After talking to a lot of people, at first I was against it. What do you think?
I'm on the fence with it, and I stay neutral. The reason why is I thought 30,000 K, well, 30,000 K, 30,000 miles is beneficial to the right person. If the person has prior experience or they a fast learner, yeah, 30,000 would be enough for them. But then you have other people that just they don't learn at a certain level or they don't have that certain level of confidence, which I was definitely one of them. Not gonna, sit here sugarcoat and act like I'm the best truck in the world. I had zero confidence even getting out on TNT, and I decided to do some extra miles. And after that, I did extra miles on top of that. But to be honest with you, doing close to that 60,000 was really beneficial at that point. I felt like I was riding in the trucks doing my job for 8, 9 months at that point. When I got out on the road by myself, I was so confident. I was able to back into any spot. Did a couple of parallel parks on my own, which is rare out here, but I was doing a couple of those here and there, and especially doing flatbed. Parallel parking is kind of your staple.
There it is for Facebook. It's the Yes Way Truck Stop. It's actually on Slade and Highway. That's where it is. Yes Way
Mm.
Truck Stop.
And there's only some spots available if you're right there.
Man, dude, like this place is always empty at night. I've always been able to park here. It's a great spot to park.
Okay. Now, question: what app are you using?
Trucker Path.
Okay, making sure. And what's
Yeah,
Trucker
yeah.
Path?
So I recently found out that there's one called Hammer. I think is what somebody was telling me. It's called Hammer or something like that. And I've heard of people using that one, but everyone says that it's not as good as Trucker Path.
Hmm.
Like Trucker Path is my favorite one. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, there's certain apps that when you get to be out here on your own or even through TNT that you're gonna download. Trucker Path is one of those that helps you figure out rest stops, truck stops, um, tells you the how many spots are there, what exit on the highway it's on, if it's filled, is there some spots, is there many spots open. It's really, really handy. My radar for weather, absolutely,
Weather.
yep, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's a awesome app. My radar.
Hmm.
My trucker. That's all my truck stuff right there. So I got my radar. Like you can see the wind speed, you can see the clouds. I mean, this thing is awesome. The temperature, you can even move it around. See, Arkansas said they were about to get hammered at 5 p.m. with snow, and it looks like there's snow going through there. That's where I was at today.
Hmm. And if you,
Great app, love it. The other one I use is KY3, and it's just because I'm in Springfield right now, and this is their weather app. I use that
I,
one. Of course, you got to have the Dunkin' Donuts app for trucking. Have to. It's a must.
I'm
Don't
surprised you don't have a
screenshot
Whataburger
my.
app.
Don't be screenshotting my paid QR code. And then, of course, the pilot, the loves, the
Ultra one for TA and Petro.
TA. Yeah,
Yeah.
got the Dream Mapper on here. Got the
Hmm.
Weigh My Truck app, and my alarm clock goes on that screen too. That way, I can just set my alarm clock from there. And I got Google Maps and a calculator in case I need that. So
Yes.
it works out pretty good.
Yeah. You're
Jeff
gonna be
says he's
downloading a lot.
leaving for Florida from El Paso tomorrow. And Greenwich says Georgia has a chain law also.
You know what, Greenwich, stop messing it up for me. Tennessee is already a no-go. Georgia's gonna have to be put on that list. Y'all messing up these states for me.
On says I had to drive very slow in Montana and North Dakota over the weekend due to snow and ice. Yeah, and that's the best advice I can give you new guys to driving is whenever it gets icy and bad out there, just
Hmm.
slow it down. Keep slowing it down until you find a speed that is safe to drive. And if you still don't feel safe, make sure you get off the road. Make sure you do some trip planning and find you a spot before it gets
Yes.
that bad.
Yes. Arrive alive. I know it's cheesy, but arrive alive.
I got a 44,000 fish load. Wow.
Ooh.
Freight pay may suck for independent owner operators because brokers ain't paying much while fuel is getting expensive.
Agreed.
And it's 625 per gallon in PA. Ouch.
Mm. I don't worry about those things no more. Hmm.
There's Paisley says the amount of miles depends a lot on the trainer and the trainee both. Right now, I'm with a trainer that just isn't right for me. I don't feel like I've been able to learn much at all.
Mm.
Paisley, go ahead and express that with like make sure you have good communication there and express that. Be like, hey, I think we got some communication issues. Talk
Hmm.
to the person. if that's not getting through to them, or it's becoming very confrontational, then go ahead and step by your, on the app it tells you who your fleet manager is, and you should have your fleet manager's phone number. Give him a call. If that's not working out for you, then you take it up the chain of command to the next person and the next person. Last thing we want is to have you in a bad situation where, like, there's a confrontational thing going on.
Hmm.
We don't want anyone to get hurt or anything like that. So I hope you the best. Hopefully it gets better. And a lot of problems with TNT is that your trainer's not getting much sleep. So whenever he or she gets up, they're groggy, they're tired. When you have to wake them up because you need help, they're tired. The main thing I would look at whenever I'm dealing with a TNT trainer, and when some of my students call me and they're all like, "Hey, my TNT trainer, he's a jerk. He's mean all the time." I'm all like, "How many miles y'all running a week?" They're all like, 6,000." Well, that's good. Um, is he being 100% completely disrespectful, cussing you out, treating you like
Hmm.
what's going on? Like, how bad is it? And they're all like, "Man, he's just always grumpy and blah blah blah. I get tired of his attitude." I'm all like, "Hey, no matter what, you're gonna get like somebody like that because they're tired, man. You got to put yourself in their shoes sometimes." Um, but at the end of the day, as long as they weren't getting disrespectful, and I said, "Well, are you learning from them?" "Yeah, I'm learning a little bit. They have me doing this, they have me doing that." It starts helping out, like just hearing like, "Hey, man, you're getting the miles done. You're pushing forward. You're in the right path right now." So, as long as you're getting good miles and you keep on getting miles, you're getting closer and closer to get off of that truck and get onto your own truck. And what will happen, because this happened to me, is I didn't talk to my TNT trainer for a long time. And finally, one day I was all like, "You know what? Let me call him up, see how he's doing." And like we started talking again, and like we are cool. It's just that he was really, really grouchy. And I've had him on the channel. I had him on the channel not too long ago. He was grouchy whenever he was sleepy.
Yeah.
How you feel about that, Sam?
I couldn't have said it better myself. I absolutely agree 100%. And, at the same time, when you're putting yourself in their shoes, eventually, maybe one day that could be you.
Exactly. Facebook
And
user says, "What's up, brother?" Hi, Facebook user. I don't know if he had a name or she had a name, but at the
right.
moment it was Facebook user. Jeff says, "My flatbed experience has been a little backing into docks or parking spots, and a lot of maneuvering into tiny lots or streets."
Yes. Well, when you come over to the dark side, drive in, reefer, that's gonna change, man. You're gonna be doing a lot of backing, bumping them docks. And let me know when you get into Florida. I live in Florida. I'm home every Friday.
Does Prime
Sipes.
Sipes tires in winter? Does he mean stripes?
Quite possibly. Peg leg is kind of on a misspelling spree today.
All I can think of is he means like stripe it. That way, whenever you start to move, you'll see that the line's not moving on the tire, so you know your
Yeah.
tires are frozen. Guys, make sure you rock the truck back and forth. It's wintertime. Uh, pro tip, pro tip. Leave your tractor brakes pushed in the wintertime. Set your tractor brakes only. And the reason for that is the truck has enough torque to break the ice out of there. If
Hmm.
you set your trailer brakes and they freeze with that ice, you're gonna have to get under there and beat it with a hammer, and it's not fun. Have you had to do that
Just
yet,
be
Sam?
that. No. My trainer had told me that don't, because I had pulled the brakes. We was in Kansas City at the time during one of those bad snowstorms, and I parked, and he's like, no, 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 push it back in. And he explained the reason, which is the same reason you explained about it getting frozen, and we'll be there for hours. And then he also had me rolled back and forth, coming in and out, in and out. And I had asked him why we doing that. He says, "Well, it's been snowing and it's fresh snow, so what we're doing is packing it." That way, it'll be easier for us to get out in the morning as well.
That's true too. Make sure you back and forth. The tires are hot too from you
Hmm.
driving, so you want to be able to cool them down a little bit too, so they're not just making a whole bunch of ice underneath them. Greenwich says sipe. I get SIPE. How you say that?
Yeah, I would say sight
Sipe is
or
a
sip.
small cross cut in the treads. So no, I have not ever seen Prime do that to any tires.
See, learning everything, something new.
Oh, I guess the Facebook user says it was Thomas Dotson.
His whole government. I
I learned that from the ice road truckers. Greenwich says, and Prime will do that for an additional charge.
You gotta do some strange things for some change.
Yeah, and he says, ask Dalton. Man, I'm gonna shoot. I got a pocket knife. I can do it myself. Hey, I'm starting up the new business of sipping tires or whatever it is.
No, but I
Twenty
definitely
five dollars an hour.
gotta ask Dalton about that. I really do. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask him about that because I haven't heard of that.
Yeah.
Troy Allen says, "Do you think Prime may raise the TNT to 50,000 miles just to weed out some the applicant pool?" And I was thinking about that because a lot of people have said, "Hey, maybe the 50,000 miles or is weeding out some people." Um, if you can't do the 50,000 miles, maybe you really, really don't want this, I think is what
Hmm.
it is. Now, I don't think that they're purposely doing this to lose people. I think that are the amount of accidents that have been happening each year. I think the numbers have might have went up, and they're all like, maybe if we do more miles on TNT, that will better prepare people for being on their own truck. Maybe. I'm not one of the big wigs with the pie charts looking at computer screens and doing all the analysis stuff. So I'm not really sure on that.
Did you say pie?
Yeah, pie. Are you hungry?
Yeah.
I got a cherry pie upstairs on the counter. I'm about to go have a piece of that.
Oh, you better not call me while you're eating it.
Oh, I'll take pictures like I'll spray it with the water bottle, I'll put that glisten on it. I'll take pictures of it, send it to you.
I know you would too. That you would.
Where did
Uh,
Hans' name go? Look at Hans. 3 months. Hans is 3 months into the join the membership. 3 months. Look at that badge. That's the primetime paintball truck with the number three on it.
right,
And
man.
Paisley has the new member one icon next to her name. Thanks for joining the group. The joining the membership on the channel. I need to get better at putting videos on there. Right now, I'm kind
Yeah.
of slacking, but you do get your own emojis and stuff like that to add to the chat. Brandy says, "Thanks for all the information. It's very helpful. Hope you guys stay warm and safe. May God bless you and your family." Thank you, Brandy, and you
Appreciate it.
too. And it would be good to see you out here. So, like, I would like to see you and I think it's fiance. Y'all might be married already. I can't remember, but both of y'all out here on a team truck. That would be awesome.
Yes, would love to hear about the journey.
Paisley says this situation just isn't a good fit. My fleet manager has a new trainer lined up for me. Okay, good. So you did get
Okay.
with your fleet manager and you're getting it taken care of. Awesome.
Hmm.
That's really good.
And Paisley, in your opinion, how easy was it to talk to your fleet manager, and did they give you any feedback, like negative feedback? How was just that experience? Were they very transparent with you? I would like to know, just out of curiosity.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, well, they had to be if they're giving her a new trainer. I don't know. Let's see.
Right.
Skeletor, what's going on, man?
Haven't seen that name in a while.
What?
Niagara, Nigeria. I have no idea where you're coming from. No more skulls. No more skulls.
No more skulls. No more. You're cut
Right, because
off.
that was completely random and have no idea where it came from. You're cut off.
I saw Prime Ink KWT 680.
Really?
It's
That's
probably that really
rare.
old one, the one that's been around forever, the blue truck.
No.
I don't know. So if a person goes with a new trainer, do they have to redo the miles they did with the old trainer?
Never seen
Oh,
that.
I would cause panic if I said yes to that. That
Oh.
would be crazy. No, you don't. You stay right at the dispatch miles you have already done and you move forward in your mileage. That would be horrible, Hans. Could you imagine getting to like say you got to like 45K miles and your trainer's all like, "Hey, by the way, I quit tomorrow. We're done training." And you have to get a new trainer and you start over at zero.
You know how many rides there would be?
Oh, yeah. I'd be getting a call tomorrow morning. What did you say on your live last night? We're not hearing that.
I mean, honestly, for me, I wouldn't mind. 45,000, you quit, do another 45,000. By the time I get in my old truck, my 1 year contract's done. Okay. Ah,
I just got guaranteed $900 a week the whole time.
right.
Big Bob, but the
But the levee was dry.
levy was dry.
Oh, I got
Oh,
a story for you.
he's saying night, brother. Let's
Oh,
hear the story.
night. So, I was talking to one of my closest buddies today. He drives dump trucks, and he was getting to the pit to drop off his load. And he's talking to the lady in the guard shack, and she's like, "How you enjoying your job? Do you like it here?" And all I hear on the phone, my partner say, he's like, "Yeah, I enjoy. I love working for Dick." And I'm looking, I'm like, "Whoa, Dick is the name of his boss." But the way it came out, I had a question, and I was laughing in the background, and what he was saying, and all I could hear him is whispering is, "Shut up, shut up." You know, that's not what I meant. I meant Dick Crow, Dick Crow. That's what I meant. He's like, "You know what I meant," but it was just the way he said it. I'm sorry. To me, that was just hilarious, and I had to say it. Hold on.
Ah, my mic wasn't working. That's messed up, man. Like, could you imagine if he was walking through a truck stop saying that, and like some trucker rolled down the window? How much, bro?
Right.
Uh, Paisley's. We're off that subject. Paisley says my fleet manager was very easy to talk to. He listened and had me set up very quick.
That's what I like to
Good,
hear.
good, good.
Thank you for
That's what I like
replying.
to hear.
Hmm.
What were you saying, Sam?
No, no, I was thanking for the reply. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's what I would like to hear right there. I know the fleet manager wants to make it work, and unfortunately, sometimes they can't make it work, and it's just time for you to get a new trainer. Like, awesome. I'm hoping that the next one's better. And with that being said, guys, also sometimes sometimes you get a not so great trainer and you move to another not so great trainer, be careful switching trainers too much because after a while, Prime's going to look at you as if you're the problem, not your trainer. I've had it happen to one of my good students, and he moved 3 or 4 trainers, and Prime said, "Goodbye, you're the problem." And even with his last trainer, I said, "Hey, dude, you only got a little bit of miles. No matter what, put up with this dude and make it all the way through it." And he got off the guy's truck. He got off the guy's truck to get on somebody else's truck. A guy he met, and I was like, that is really not good. So Prime let him go, especially since he got off the truck that way. But they were all like, look, you are the problem, not the trainer, because you can't get along with anyone.
Right.
No new. Can you order Kenworths? I have not heard that you could yet. We're not even able to order the Peterbilts right now. It's only Freightliners people are ordering. Seen a few, also Skeletor. There might be a few test trucks. No Hippies in the house. What's up, No Hippie? I watched your video today, man. It was pretty good. I liked it. I looked for the video. If you would send me the link, I wanted to read that guy's comment, please. But you said search the word. I had to rewatch it to get the word. The video you did about comfort. Your video about comfort. And I was looking for it. I didn't have much time to look for it. I was going to look for it again. But it would be awesome if you just text me the link to it, man. I would like to check out that dude's comment you were talking about today. I know that was off subject. Make sure y'all subscribe to No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. He has a great channel, and it's about, like, I feel like he's honest on there, and he's completely genuine. Like, awesome guy.
Hmm.
Paisley says, I wouldn't mind starting over if I had to, whatever it takes to me. Whatever it takes. I'm safe and I know what I'm doing out
Doing all
here.
right. To be honest with you, you don't really have to start over, Paisley. You can actually request to stay on your trainer's truck and do a couple of extra miles until you feel comfortable. 50,000 K is just the benchmark. You can do more if you want to until you feel comfortable.
Hans, I'll bring you on sometime, man. Hans, I asked Hans before, hey man, Hans, you want to jump on the channel sometime,
Yeah.
have some fun? We'll talk super trucker stuff. And he said, nah, man, I don't do that camera stuff, but I'll have you on the show, Hans.
Yeah, Hans
Like,
has
it
a
would be
face for
awesome.
radio.
You what?
Hans has a face for radio.
Right? Hans is going to get you in the Discord later. I'm
Oh,
just
I
telling you.
know. I'm ready for it.
At Acevedo, didn't you do like 90K miles in TNT anyways?
Yes, 90,000 miles. I should have stayed for another 10 and did, 100K. Would have been, did somebody else's TNT on top of that. Could have had them go straight to upgrade. Or with 30,000, it was 30,000. I did three people's upgrades. Oh no, mine's and two other people. Yep.
Greenwich says, no hippie, heard you were getting a Schneider
Wannabe to
wannabe
drive
driver, your third truck.
River Rich. I thought he had his own truck.
River Ridge is getting that truck re-stickered, right? Just
Yeah.
because of you. I think you heard wrong. I may have misheard the video. Wow. Troy Allen says, if you stay with your trainer after you finish your 50K,
Hmm.
do you keep making 900K a week? Or do you now become a team truck and make more than 900K a week? So the way that this is going to work is if you feel like you need more training, then you're going to tell your TNT trainer and you're still going to be getting that 900 a week. Now, if your TNT trainer's cool with it, and I've heard this happening before, the TNT trainer's like, you know what, you're worth more than 900 a week. Let's go ahead and take you to upgrade so you can so I can start paying you right. And That's between you and him, really. So if you're staying longer, don't be expecting to get team driving pay because he might not want to do that. And it's also up to him too. He might not want to do more miles with you. He might be like, you know what, it's time for you to go. I'm ready to get my next guy, and you can
Right.
request to do more training with somebody else.
And to add on to that, Twisted, if I recall correctly, you had a video with Steve and Steven about Eason, and they do team together, and they discussed the pay. So that also be a good video to reference as well.
Yeah, that was a live. Whew. That was a live. That was a live. You're gonna have to look up. So it was one of my lives. So go through the lives, and it's father and son team truck.
Yeah.
Jesse Sanchez says, "What's up, everyone from Sunny Social? Still on home time since the third.
Enjoy it, Sanchez. Enjoy it.
11-day home time. Yeah, enjoy it." No Hippie says, "I may set the old truck to use if one of the other trucks goes down." Man, it must be nice to make so much money that you can put back one of your trucks just in case the other ones go down.
Right.
That's that baller status right there for No Hippie.
Hmm.
And hey, thanks for sending that link to me, No Hippie. I got it. I'm gonna watch it and read the message on there. Troy Allen, for watching to do those wanting to do more mileage than the minimum required. For
Yeah,
those
for
wanting
those
to do,
wanting to do more mileage than the minimum required, yes, you can do more than the minimum required. So 50,000, once again, is just the benchmark. You can do more, but that's up to you and your trainer. Sam, at
oh
least your
man,
at least your partner didn't get his thumb stuck in a squishy stuffed animal.
I was
Yeah.
hurt. Hurt. Troy Allen says, just like Lyle did. I believe he did way more than the minimal training miles required. Yes, and that's true. I remember him talking about it in his video. So I think that it's good if you because you want to have the confidence to get out there. Now, also you got to realize that like sometimes you need to be pushed out of the nest too. Like whenever my trainer brought me to upgrade from TNT, like in one hand I was like, man, I'm finally getting on a truck. Like I'm
Hmm.
happy. On the other hand, I was like, oh my God, are you sure I'm ready to upgrade? Like you don't want to keep me longer? Like you sure? Like I was kind of scared for a minute, so it goes both ways. But he told me, he's all like, man, you haven't woke me up in a while for help. You're backing in these spots great. You're doing an awesome job. You are so ready to upgrade. And I was like, oh no. When are you going to do it live with No Hippie? Lyle is a G. And anytime, we tried to before. Like I was all like, "Hey man, when are you gonna be home if you're busy?" He does a lot of over the road. For me, it's easy for me to get on here. For No Hippie, like when he's on home time, I don't want to bother him while he's on home time. So I would love to do a channel together, or I mean do a video together, or even do a live together. We talked about doing a video before, but we were just like, I'm busy on the pad, and I don't know, man, we need to do something sometime.
So if you do a video together, would it be called Twisted Hippie or No Big Hippie?
Oh, hey, both will work.
Yeah.
But No Hippie is a great channel. I think I hold No Hippie Trucking and Transportation as my favorite channel to watch. So I watch No Hippie because he's like no BS. true life. Here's the information. Like I love that, and there's no like, hey, get your feelings, off your. Like I don't care about your feelings. I'm going to tell you how it is. Like I like it. I like how blunt he is on there, and he's an awesome guy.
Yes.
Look, Twisted is too big for no hippie. Man, come on. Your channel's double or triple the size of mine. No hippie trucking and transportation says all those extra miles worth it in the long run. So,
Absolutely.
see, he did the extra miles and he's like, man, they were worth it. So, definitely don't take the 50K miles for granted. Make the best out of it and learn as much as you can. Bose currently in Iowa, tractor giving a D-rate warning. Oh,
Morning.
nearest dealer back up for a week.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I hate to say it, but you'll probably after that week you'll probably be down for another week or two.
Yeah,
I'm not
man, those
trying.
D problems in those DEF systems. Oh, can't even
Mm,
imagine, man. I can't like. Bo, I hope you the best luck over there, man. Look, he even
mm.
says DEFL. Yeah.
Oh, you
Hopefully,
probably
it's
get
just the filters clogged up or something small, man. I really hope
yeah,
so.
yeah. I ran into one of those where it crystallized underneath.
Look, Twisted spin two or three Benjamins on a bigger screen so you can read it. Look, your comment on my screen is this big now. I actually have a bigger screen back there. Dude, I'm not good at reading. Like, honestly, like, I'm bad at reading. Like, I have to read stuff a couple times before I know what it means. Horrible at reading.
No, you're just making sure that you um how do I doctor this up for you? Next comment, next comment.
Next comment, next comment. I mainly No hippie says I mainly stay on for business reasons. Didn't want to start a business until the beginning of the year. Yeah, definitely,
Sure.
and that's perfectly fine too. Like I don't think at the so what I hear is the first quarter of the year. So years go by the quarters, and the first
Mhm.
quarter of the year I've always heard is the worst quarter of the year. I was always told second quarter is the best time to start a lease, but that's just what I've been told. I don't know the exact reason. It's something about businesses are finishing up last year. They're seeing what they made in profit. They're trying to come out with plans to make more profit next year to pick up the areas that they failed in, and that they kind of afraid and everything slowed down because they're trying to make it better. Sketch, sub twisted big D. Sketch, I think you were one person that emailed me last week. The problem with my emails is sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't get them. So if that was you, look at one of my videos in the description and get my phone number out of that. Or you know what? I'll just put it on here. Let me type this in. Sam, Sam, you just talk about something.
All right, something. No. um, I guess to touch back on the subject about the 50,000 miles, yes, it was 30,000 once upon a time, but before that it was 50, or I believe 60 at one point. They're just going back to the original foundation that worked. And there has been a lot of accidents. It's not in particular the drivers. It could just be getting the driver prepared for certain situations on the road that they'll come across. Say, for instance, driving in certain types of weather, because you can drive in rain, fog all at once with the wind blowing. And maybe you didn't have that type of experience because you was, say, on a dedicated run that ran from Florida to maybe, let's say, Michigan. You're not going to run in too much, and especially if you did it during the summertime. Or there could be a situation where, you know, once again, you're not confident, and you definitely need that confidence. If you don't have that confidence, your skills, your learning is definitely going to suffer. I've been down that road, and to be honest with you, I was so afraid that I was going to hit something that I would start to panic. and I would stop. I would do my goals, my get out and looks repeatedly over and over again. But once I got my confidence and I knew what I was doing was the right steps, and I've done it so much repetitively throughout the days and that turned into weeks, that turned into months. Man, I was able to back this thing up into any hole. I mean, I don't care how tight it was. Even today, I can back this thing up like there's no tomorrow. You can find, I can back it up. You can find me in an Atlanta club. That's how bad. That's how big I, how good I can back it up. No, all right.
No Hippie said he stayed in training so long he almost got a million-mile award. And guys, there's my phone number, man. If y'all need it, go ahead and shoot me a text there. Anybody that needs it, shoot me a text there. I will answer texts as soon as I can. But make sure y'all are sending those texts to that number, and I try to help out anyone that texts that number.
In response to No Hippie, I was in training so long that they retired my number.
Oh, no Hippie's going to be in Springfield in the next few weeks. We can do it then. That sounds good with me. Next few weeks. Oh, don't come on the week of Thanksgiving, man. Just not that week. Playing California for so the DF for bowl. Han says blame California and those morons over there having us put that DEF garbage on the truck. Yeah, that DEF is something else, man. Like I never understood it. Okay, so you're spraying this stuff in the exhaust, right? That's supposed to keep the soot from out of the air and stuff, right? So, well, what do you do whenever you need to do a regen to burn all that stuff out of there? You turn the truck on, it heats up the exhaust, and it blows all that crap out. So, didn't it go into the environment anyways, or am I tripping? Am I thinking too much into this?
No, it's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy. We're gonna start some conspiracy theories now.
Hmm.
Troy Allen says, send him a good bottle of bourbon when he's home. He'll jump right on the show with you. So we gotta get that good bourbon, not that cheap stuff. See,
Then you
and
got.
now like No Hippie's so blunt, man. I get him some cheap stuff. He's gonna be like, dude, McCormick's makes bourbon. I'm gonna be like, yeah, McCormick's vodka makes that. That's good stuff. It's in a plastic bottle, man. Sanchez says, hi, y'all.
Y'all seen the bandit truck in Prime? Keep an eye for me going back on the road this week.
It
Yes,
says I,
first.
y'all, for the record. It says I, y'all.
The I is silent.
It's silent.
Yeah.
Then why write it on there? Thanks a
Well,
lot. Drinking lives are money.
right. Don't drink and drive. You might spill it.
Pegleg says, no Hippie is in my old stomping grounds. He keep it real on his channel. Yes, he does keep it real on his channel. I like
Yeah.
it. The stomping grounds. Pegleg is over there from Denver. No, Colorado.
Yeah,
Is
Colorado
it
Springs.
Colorado or Denver?
Nah, Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah, even though Denver is in Colorado, but yeah.
Pegleg says, twisted. I am blind, so I have
Dyslexia.
dyslexia, so don't feel bad about reading. Not so good.
Mhm.
At least
Now
you have
for
an excuse, bro.
and for you, for those who don't know Peg Leg has this humongous magnifying glass that he uses to read. You know, when you was a little kid and you had that magnifying glass where you could fry an ant? Well, yeah, Peg Leg could fry a whole ostrich egg with his magnifying glass. Yep, yep, like that.
That's how we talk to him on Discord.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get him that monocle with a 40x magnification.
Nice cup.
Hmm.
I can't believe you brought up his magnifying glass. Poor guy.
Hey, he brung up the pig.
I don't know if it's training or what, but there are too many service failures lately. Yeah, and you know what? No hippie. You're talking like we can't. I've been having issues here lately with my guys getting up for alarm clocks, being at work on time. Like I just don't know what it is, and like what you have to do is whenever your student shows up late, you report it to your fleet manager. Then the next time you report it to them, and then they kind of have a talking to them, and then you report it again, and they send them home. But like the whole thing is like we can't get these guys to come to practice on time. We can't get them to come practice for their CDO on time, and we expect this service failures not to happen. You know what happened to the days of whenever you were in orientation? Hey, if you're late once, we're gonna let you make it, but it's not gonna be good for you. If you're late again, we're sending you home. Like back whenever I came in, they would send you home for everything. Like you would just see the class getting smaller and smaller each day. We started with like 100 people in my class, and probably by the end of it, we ended up with like 60 because they were sending people home for not being on time, all kinds of stuff. I think that they need to bring that attitude back and start sending people home. It's I don't know what it is about people. They don't have a job right now, but they think they can come in whenever they want. Like you're on my time when you're on my truck. I just can't explain it. Why are people late all the time? I shouldn't have to call somebody and wake them up and stuff like that. You should be at work on time.
Because it's not a priority to them. If it's not a priority, then you don't need to be here.
No hippies. My old neighborhood in Denver area, and no hippie says he loves Denver. I drink cheap stuff. I only drink expensive stuff now because I can only drink a few days every 6 weeks.
Yep, go hard. Go hard.
Big Lick says all my secrets have to come in light. I'm laughing so hard my leg and kickstand have fallen off. And don't forget, we're gonna go ahead and have special words from Peg Legs right now to make sure that everybody hits the like button, guys.
Hey everybody, hit that like button, borrow my leg to smash that ding dong bell. Oh, and if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe too.
I love that, man. It's great every time. Someday I'm going to record me in Tennessee in the background because we can see each other during the video. So, like, I'm over here with my controller, like, ringing the bell. We're over there playing around. Someday I'm going to screen record that and play that for y'all. I just got to wait till Tennessee doesn't know about it, and boom.
No,
I
I'm
love
gonna
it.
show up and I'm gonna borrow his leg and actually ring the bell.
Oh, should I put a bell up here and then whenever you come over, just have his leg over there? Bing!
Bing! Yep.
I think whenever he said he was getting a new leg, Tennessee wants his old leg or something. I think they're working something out. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know, man. It's some weird stuff. You know how Tennessee is. He's into that fake hand kind of strange things. He's into it. Oh, let's see. Paisley says that's a scary thought. The brand of
truckers.
truckers on the road getting sadder with each generation. And it's not even like you think it's the young guys. No, it's the mid-age guys. It's the old guys. It's every age out there. It's not just the younger generation coming in. You hear people all the time. The quality of students getting worse. The only time that the quality of student got worse, and I'll tell you when the quality of students got worse, in my opinion, is when we went from manual transmissions, teaching people how to shift gears and stuff like that, to automatics. When we went from manuals to automatics in the training department, people were coming in like crazy. They wanted to drive the automatic, and you would get a student and they didn't know if you had a manual or automatic, because at the start it was, if your trainer has a manual, you're learning on the manual. If your trainer has an automatic, you're learning on the automatic. So whenever you had a student that just came in and said, hey, I'm ready to work, man, where's your truck at? You had a good one. But whenever you had that student come in and he was all like, excuse me, but do you drive an automatic or a manual truck? And you're all like, oh, I have an automatic. And they're all like, whoo, oh man, I was scared. I was scared you had a manual truck. Right there, you already knew you had a bad guy. Like, it was going to be horrible. He is scared. He don't even know his name half the time. And that's the only time I've seen the quality of student go down, is whenever you get those guys that are scared of a manual transmission. And it is intimidating, because I didn't know how to drive a manual transmission when I came out here. I had to learn then. So I just think that people here lately just think that Prime is one of those places that you're going to have it your way. You can come in whenever you feel like. Prime's not going to tell you no. Prime's going to let you walk all over them. I think that they kind of come in with that attitude. I don't know why. Juan says, because that new generation of truck drivers want everything handed to them on a silver platter instead of working for it.
I agree.
Troy says, it's the same problem in the fire service now. Drives me crazy.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I think it's people that have become so complicit, and also what Han said, they want it on the silver platter and they want to work for it. But in the truck driving industry, it's people out here that come with this attitude and this mentality that they know it all, and that they're already the best of the best of the best. You're not. You never will be in this industry. You're learning on a daily basis, constantly. Whether you've been 6 months, 6 years, 60 years, it don't matter. You're constantly learning. And when it comes to the service failures, you're just not. You're procrastinating, and you're not putting this job as a priority. And if it's not a priority to you, but you want to ask for, give me this, give me this, give me this, and then you get mad when you don't get it, well, what are you doing for the company? You're making them look bad. You're making yourself look bad if you're leased, because that's your business that's tied to that. You understand that? That's my thing about it. And I feel that, I call it the cupcake generation or the snowflake generation, however you want to call it. But they don't have the same drive or the same passion as we once did.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I think, if we're talking about the younger generation, some of those guys just haven't ever had like a hard job where you had to go and like build a house, or a lot of people take this for granted, and those are the guys that are just over there tearing up stuff in your truck just to tear stuff up.
Right?
It's craziness. There's no respect for the place you're working, because you're all like, well, you know what? If trucking doesn't work out, I'll just go to the next place. And I've had people tell me that, hey, if I don't get it here, I'll just go to the next place. I'm all like, what are you talking about, man? Like, straighten up and listen, and follow directions. You will get it here. But if you don't, then good luck on the next place, because they ain't gonna play with you either. No Hippie says, I don't play with people being late. That's zero tolerance thing with me. Rule number 2 is don't wake grown people up for their drive shifts. Exactly right, man. Like, I cannot stand waking somebody up. Like, it drives me nuts. Like, I'm at the point where, like, I was at the point with a couple of my guys whenever I was running them over the road. I was at the point where I just start up the truck and they'd be like, whoa, what are you doing? I say, you know what? You ain't going to be up on time, man. I'm just going to drive over there to that shipper. Well, I'm on top bunk. I don't care. Like, you should be up and ready whenever I tell you. I ended up getting the screaming Mimi. That screaming Mimi. That thing is loud. I set that sucker for about the time I went to the restroom. My phone alarm would go off. I go to the bathroom. I come back to the truck and that thing's going off loud and it's on bottom bunk hidden in my bed. Like they would have to find it. And they still don't wake up for that. That's decibels, man. Trey Brown, what's going on, buddy, man? How have you been? You upgrading from TNT yet, man?
Yeah, he's upgraded.
Has he?
He
He got
he's
his own
upgraded.
truck?
No, he should be there this week, I think, or if not already there, just got there. One of the two.
Good. I haven't heard from you in a while. Look, Sam's heard from you.
I try to keep in touch with everybody, or they keep in touch with me, vice versa.
Jeff says, so are you busting on the old guys who come to trucking? No, I'm not. Like, I don't care what age you are. Like, I had to talk to one of my students today. They said that they liked a certain YouTuber today, and that YouTuber took one of my older students, a 67-year-old man, and he was a good student. I wouldn't say he was a good student. He was an all right student, but the guy came out here for a second chance. He was a nervous kind of type of guy. He was real nervous, but he could do the job. He was just nervous. I had to test him out several times because his nerves were killing him. And this YouTuber took him on the road and treated him like dirt, and he was like telling me all the stuff that the guy was doing to him over and over. Finally, he ran him off, and I was pissed off about it. Like, good guy, and good guy trying to, trying to save up for retirement and stuff. Trying to had a goal set for just about 4 or 5 years here at Prime just to get enough money to do what he wanted to do before he went home and actually retired. And just to get ran off like that, I can't stand it. Couldn't stand it. I'm not going to say whose channel it was, but it really irritated me. Big Leg says automatics are good for city driving, but it allows for a little bit of laziness.
Hey. We're not lazy.
Yeah, we're not. I feel cheated since all the automatics I wanted to learn on manual. Yeah, and I don't like that we don't have an option here to teach you on a manual or an automatic, because I think that a lot of people should have I don't think the restriction is horrible, especially in certain states. It depends on what state you're from. Any state that you have to surrender your CDL, you should be able to test on a manual truck. Greenwich Trucking says they bust on the new wave attitude. They busting on the new wave attitude. Greenwich, when you coming back to town to pick up a student, man?
He said he retired.
Jeffrey says, hell, I'm a flatbedder. I work for a living.
Yeah, I work for a living too. I swing doors. You know how heavy them doors are?
If they hold up in the fuel island for a 30-minute break, if I'm behind them, they're getting reported to the company or getting their butts kicked. Fuel islands are always an issue. Somebody might not even be taking a break there, but the guy behind them was all like, this dude's taking a break in the fuel island. I pulled in one today and I was like, man, I hope this guy ain't taking a 30. He ended up filling up and getting out of there, and we got to move. So I was glad that he wasn't taking a 30 there. Sketch says, this is what happens when everyone gets a trophy.
I know that. Agreed.
Yeah. Every generation has their issues. I was born in 1968. Baby boomers were called were calling us lazy, just as we called millennials lazy, just as millennials call Gen Z lazy. Yeah, and it's everybody does that. Like every time there's a new generation come in, we're all like, man, these guys are lazy and they're disrespectful, and they're it's every generation has something to say about the next one because we all know that we were the better ones.
Yeah. 1968. Wow.
There's your trophies comment right there.
It's just they got participation trophy. Oh my God, yeah. And then they got the basketball games where if one team scores a point, the other team gets the point too for
Oh,
self-esteem issues.
oh
Yeah.
wow. Greenwich wants a trophy too. We need to get Greenwich a trophy.
Greenwich, we'll go back to Applebee's. We'll get you a trophy.
My new trophy is automatic transmission truck. Oh yeah, Hans is loving that auto. How is that automatic transmission, Hans? You fell in love with it yet?
I could just hear his voice in my head right now. I know exactly what he's gonna say, but
Let's be No Hippie says, let's be clear. My generation was the first generation that everyone got a trophy, and I'm 54.
hey, hippie, one more year and you can order off the IHOP senior menu.
Him and Greenwich can go eat at the buffet for cheap.
Right.
We had Greenwich says we had to earn trophies. Showing up was not the reason to get one.
Facts.
Jeff says one thing I've already learned as a solo lease flatbedder, and I like to hear your opinion on this. TNT doesn't train you to be solo. In a sense, it does. All right. So, in a sense, a TNT trainer is going to teach you how to run your clocks, manage your clocks. They're going to teach you the paperwork. They're going to teach you the macros, all that stuff. Now, some people do it, some people don't do it. But whenever I have a TNT student, I had a TNT student on my truck, I should say. The last 2 weeks, I'm all like, "Hey, look, this is your nightmare week. You're running this truck as a solo truck. Whenever you run out of time, you get to stop. You take only a 10-hour break, and that's whenever I'll be driving. And I'm only going to drive as much as I need to stop and let you be able to deliver the load, do all the paperwork back in and everything." So I would run my last 2 weeks like that and make sure that my guy got to do all of this stuff. And it was hard on me too because I'm not getting good sleep. So in a way, yes, it's teaching you how to be solo, but in a way, you have to learn how to run the clocks that works best for you. Like me and No Hippie, we run two different ways. Whenever I run, I like to run off of recaps. No Hippie likes to run hard and just run that out, get the load there, get the load there, get the load there, pick up the next one, run it as far as he can, and his clocks works out just great for him. I kept getting whenever I did that, I kept on getting stuck with a 34-hour reset, and I do not like doing 34-hour resets. I cannot stand them. So, I found out that I made more money or I averaged more money each week by not doing a 34-hour reset. So, kind of solo, you're going to be building your own structure to what works best for you. It's going to be trial and error right now for you. So you will try to do it one way, try to do it another way, try to do it another way. Figure out what's going to work for you best. No Hippie says, I'm 54. Remember being at football banquets that everyone got a trophy. It goes back at least for that far. Yeah, and I remember whenever I was growing up too, at the end of the year, everybody got a trophy. Now you got a small trophy, and you knew the big trophies were for the other guys, but it's all good. Greenwich says, my left knee loves my automatic.
Hmm.
No Hippie says, trailer doors are hard to open when it's windy. That's some work for you. Yeah, man, I've seen videos of those trailer doors coming around knocking people out. Shit, you want to talk about some dangerous jobs right there? Go open a trailer door in Wyoming.
Hey, I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I've tried a tarp a load in high wind, got smacked in the face with the tarp, and then it was windy out here during the storm. So when I opened my door to clean out the back of my van, man, it just took it and it slammed the hell out of my trailer, left a little dent in there.
Yeah, and see, Jeff, what I was saying. Right here, I like running eights, and No Hippie says I never take 34s unless I want to. My clock always works out, but they do whatever works to get them loads on time. So just like I said, everyone does it their own way. You're gonna find out what works best for you. What's best for me is not what's best for No Hippie, and what's best for vice versa. Okay. Okay. Question: If a trainer is holding up a fuel island, is the student allowed to move the truck? Reason I ask is because it happened to me. A prime student was in the passenger seat and the trainer was inside. Um, Dang, that was me the other day, probably. But anyways, no, it depends if the trainee is on TNT or PSD. If the trainee does not have a CDL, they cannot move the truck. If they have a CDL, they can move the truck. If they do not have a CDL, they're not allowed to drive the truck unless they have a CDL holder in the passenger seat.
Yeah, and then on top of that, it's also even if they're on TNT, there might be a prior arrangement where the trainer says, "Don't move my truck without me."
Can't
I
wait for a senior disc. I
saw
can't
the
wait for a
AARP.
senior disc. The AARP. Oh,
Hey, what about the silver shoes? You got the one more year, hippie.
can't wait for that year. Yeah, go get your senior discounts. You can go to the movies for cheaper too, I think.
Right.
Big Bob, wise they had a manual to learn on when I was there.
Wish. I think he's trying to say wish.
I wish. Would
Yeah, I
have
wish
been
they had
nice.
menus. Right.
Larry, hello for Nixa. Nixa, first day of orientation today.
All right.
Nixa's
First
right
day.
next door. Yeah, he texted me today. He was at his first day of orientation, man. It was going good from what I understand. Well, Bo, if they're over the road, doesn't the student have a CDL as well? Hans, some of us like Greenwich, he takes PSD students over the road with him, so they don't have a CDL; they have a permit. Yeah, and there's Greenwich right there. PSD students is not allowed to move the truck without a trainer beside them. He don't have a CDL, therefore not allowed to move it unsupervised.
Oh, it's not unsupervised. It's cameras.
No, you know what he means.
I know.
Paisley says, I come from a long line of old school truckers and believe that that is part of the reason this isn't a good fit.
Mm.
Paisley, just remember, like I will tell you one thing. Like whenever I hear somebody say stuff like that, like I come from a long line of truckers, or my great grandfather was a trucker. You got to remember, right now you're here learning. So like that comments like that from my students, I'm all like, oh, I'm gonna have my hands full. Like I like the students that are all like, They're all like, yeah, I got family members that drive trucks and stuff, but I'm here to learn. Like, I'm open mind. Just don't let you coming from a family of truckers blind your judgment to learn.
Great.
And I'm not saying that's what you're trying to say. I'm just saying, like, just said it. Just said it right, Sam. I don't know how I'll put it.
Just saying.
Just saying. Just saying. Juan says, I got 4 more years till I get my senior citizens discount.
And the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Hans was born in 1914, I think.
Yeah, when wheels were still triangles.
Hans rode the Titanic. He can tell you if that was a conspiracy or if it
Right.
really sunk because of a piece of ice.
All right. What about the Hindenburg?
See, no hippie got to go to bed. Good night. Old people need sleep, which is rule number 1 in training.
Yes, sir.
Jeff says, I'm only 3 years younger than you, no hippie. I'm not looking forward to getting a senior discount unless that's the name of a taco stand.
It's coming, Jeff. It's coming. Don't fight it. Embrace it.
Han says Burger King gives you a senior discount. Can't wait.
So does Wendy's.
Show me the way, Obi-Wan Twisted Big D. Uh-oh. I'm not a Star Wars fan or Star
Obi-Wan
Trek or
Kenobi.
whatever.
I get it. I'll have to fill you in later.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain. We need pictures and video to understand.
I gotcha.
I get what you're saying, Twisted. Yeah, and I'm just being real with you. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings or be like, hey, you're not learning nothing because you have that attitude. I like to put that out there though. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I just had a driver not too long ago, a student on my truck, and he said, man, I used to teach people how to get their driver's license. And great guy. We had a good time together, but man, for the longest time, he was hard to train. Like, the dude was weaving back and forth, and it was a lot of fun. Like, I had asked him all the time. I was like, hey, what do you teach your students in that situation? And he's all like, well, do this, blah blah blah. I'm all like, so yeah, I'll never forget. I told him, I said, so are you one of those trainers that can teach somebody to do something, but you can't do it yourself? Like, I asked him, I said, how often do you have your students check the mirrors? Uh-oh. He got a knock on the door. He has to move his truck. No, I'm joking.
Nope.
I don't. Oh, you're back already?
Yeah.
But I was all like, how often do you tell your students to check their mirrors? He goes, about 7 to 12 seconds. I said, well, how often do you check your mirrors? He goes, I check my mirrors enough. I said, it's been 43 seconds because I've been counting since you checked your mirrors, man. Like, you do as I say, not as I do. Practice what you preach. Like, so, he didn't mean nothing by it. And super nice guy. He wasn't doing it on purpose. He was really, really, like, struggling learning how to drive and stuff like that. And I think kind of in the back of his mind, and he did not say this in any way, and he didn't, like, super nice guy. He would never be rude like this, but actions speak louder than words. I tell a lot of my students this, and the way he was driving was pretty much like, I know what I'm doing. I taught people how to drive cars for a long time. I know what I'm doing. That was his actions. Now, his words, super nice guy, his words were not that. They were far from that. But, it's just the actions speak louder than words in that situation. Look, we're still talking about the senior discounts. We got these older gentlemen on a roll on the senior discounts. Greenwich is over here bragging about all the senior discounts he gets. He's all like, man, I get one at IHOP. I get one at this place. He goes, heck, where I do my laundry at the laundromat, I get a senior discount there. Instead of paying with quarters, I pay with nickels. or
He told
die.
me that he gets a discount at Freightliner when he takes his truck in. Senior discount.
Does he really? No. Shut
No.
up, man. I was almost believing that. Uh, Greenwich says, first time I got a senior discount, I was peeved. I was only 53 at the time. I nearly cussed out an 18-year-old snot. Sam, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, the first time I got a senior discount was 3 months ago at a Wendy's. Taking I haven't normally I shave my head because I got a lot of gray hair. Um, ordered my food. The guy looks up. He's like, "Oh, I got you. I'm gonna take care of you." Okay. All of a sudden, I see my meal, the price drop. I'm like, "All right, cool." I look down. Senior discount. He's like, "Yeah." I see you. I see you. Senior discount, man. You don't gotta show me ID. And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, "Son of a, I'm only 32, and you think I'm?" That's the first time I got mine.
Look, Hans says, how old are you? Greenwich says, 73. Hans goes, seriously? No, not really. He says, I was a test driver for the original Freightliner.
That I believe. I could believe that.
Greenwich says 73. Greenwich, you look about 83. No, I'm joking. I like Greenwich. He's an awesome guy. He's probably gonna pop me in my nose next time he sees me for saying that.
Here, we're gonna get him a handicap sticker for the truck.
Sam stole the Love's wash clothes. You over there waiting for the clothes to stop, the dryers to stop at Love's, and you taking their towels? Are those Love's towels? That one
I
on
don't
your
know what you're
shoulder
talking about,
looks like
sir.
one. Other side.
Wait. There you go. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
the
not
blue
working. Yeah,
one.
it's a love towel. I got several of them.
I got several of them.
Don't judge.
Look at Peg Leg. He says, I got the sympathy discount because of my leg. Like Greenwich says, I'll remember that. He got the sympathy discount because of his leg. That's horrible. Well,
I can
Sam,
see it.
I'm gonna get out of here, man. Thanks for showing up and jumping on here with me. I'm glad you did because a lot of people's been asking me where you been, how's things been going. So before we leave, how's life treating you right now? I mean everything, family, job, everything.
Family's been great. I've been staying with my with some family members here. They gave me a place to stay. Life has been great. No health issues. I've been doing very great in that aspect. Job wise, I have zero stress. I'm not worried about anything, and freight's moving. Honestly speaking, I feel like I'm in the best position I've ever been in, health wise, job wise, and a couple more doors are opening up, probably more in the government sector pretty soon. So I'll keep you guys updated.
Heck yeah, and it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, brother. Man, I really do appreciate you stopping by, taking time out of your sleep schedule, your 10-hour break, to stop in and say what's up.
Of
And I'm
course.
glad you're doing awesome. Like, comment, and subscribe. And soon as Sam gets his channel up, which may be coming soon,
Yes.
we will have him back over here to promote it so y'all know what channel to subscribe to. But we're out. Thanks for stopping by, everyone.